Imperiums are without a doubt the strongest kingdoms in the game, the very strongest. And I thought in this video I would have a look at the top 4 Imperiums in the game, as KVK registration is coming up soon, and in this pop I believe the top 4 will be entering. So I thought I'd have a look at them going into this pop and see how strong they are. So I'll be using hero scrolls to obviously look at them. So the top 4 are 1093, 3308, 2489 and 2359. So they're the top 4, and I believe all 4 of them are going into this pop. So we're going to start with 1093 and then move our way upwards to 2359. So first, let's have a look at 1093. Obviously everyone knows what 1093 is. They're a crazy kingdom, the OG Imperium of the game. So if I go in here, 1093, I believe they had not a massive migration, as they did have a farming KVK beforehand, because the Diplo was quite scuffed, and 2489 kind of just put it in their favour. So let's go into, but we're not going to talk about Diplo here. So going into 1093. So 1093 are nearly got 10 stars. So they have nearly got a crazy record in terms of 10 stars. Level 50 gift level, they are 20.7 billion power. They are a 1 alliance kingdom. They used to be 2 alliance, but they did downsize last KVK to 1 alliance. So at the moment, who hold king is Eta. So Eta is a very strong player in 1093. I've watched them play a couple times in their KVKs recently. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Silent Flow and Nico are the kings, if I'm not mistaken. So they're the kings. 1093's leadership is renowned for being the best in the game in general, with planning and strategy and just war leading in general. They probably have the most experienced leadership. So they have that going for them, which is really good. They have one of, if not the best players in the game in BT Cyborg. Really strong player. He will zero himself if he needs to. Ghost Rider as well, really renowned player for 1093. BT Cyborg only played one KVK. Well, the recent one was a farm, so don't count that as a KVK. But they've only played one KVK. That was the 2489 1093 KVK. That was a crazy one. The 8-day Kingsland one. So in general, Ghost Rider is the most renowned whale for 1093. He has been here for ages. MP is been here 1 KVK. Fear, I haven't seen him before, so he might be a new person. But in general, 1093 are looking stacked to go into this pop. Usually they have a lot of low power players, and obviously the biggest content creator in the game, Chiskel, is in this kingdom. So they've got that going for them. It might be a curse, it might be a present. Who knows what Chiskel has for them? Everyone knows the Chiskel curse. They believe it's a real thing. I don't believe it's a thing, but who knows? They've just got a lot of players that's really high power, which is really good for them in general. So three farms. So they've basically got a full alliance. Basically got a full alliance of members, which is really good. 4 farms. So they've got 151 members. They are stacked. Most of the players are over 100 mil power. They're ready for this next KVK coming up. So I look forward to see them in a 1 alliance kingdom, as we haven't seen them fight as 1 alliance kingdom yet. They've always been 2 alliances, so it's good. It will be good to see how they perform as a 1 alliance. So the next kingdom on our list is 3308. So I watched them in our the previous KVK against 2359 and 1365. They cooked. Like 3308 was so underestimated in terms of how well they would perform, but they did amazing. Obviously, they've got the biggest whales in the game, Mr. Hope, Wild Lion. They've got those two powerhouses of players, which spend like crazy. So they have got so much spend level, it's unbelievable. Like they have no problem with gold chests and things like that. Probably one of the top spending alliance in the game. So they've got obviously Wild Lion, Mr. Hope as the two main whales. Always known about them. Velociraptor obviously holds the KP record, so that's also selling going for 3308. They've got Putin, which is a really good war lead in general. Their leadership is really strong with war leads and things like that. They got Supreme, which used to be in 2377. He's a good player as well. Obviously, he's very strong. He drops power as well, which is good to see. They've got Goldfish Kim, which used to be in 1960, used to be in 2489. Now he's a really strong player. They've got QA, another QA. They've got loads of players in here that everyone knows about. Very strong players. New person here with 600 mil power. I don't think I've seen him. Oh, I think this is Velociraptor's old account that he has sold off. Going through here, it looks like they are stacked. In general, they don't need really a lot of swarm power because they have Mr. Hope Wild Lion as the two main swarmers in general. But they still have a ton of power. Most of their players are over 100 mil in general. If I'm looking here, they've literally got 12-ish, 12, 11 players, you know, that are below 100. So in general, they're stacked. And all I see is 1, 2, 2 farms. So they are nearly a full alliance. So in general, very stacked accounts in here, players in general, and they are 100% ready for this next KVK, and I can't wait to see them again. They were very entertaining to watch. And obviously I'll go look into Wild Lion and Mr. Hope as the big old players for 3308. Everyone knows about them, the crazy Krakens of the game. You don't want to mess with them, as they will ruin your day. I'll tell you that. Right, now, going on to the next kingdom, Imperium, is, I believe, 2489. So 2489 lost a lot of players, from what I've heard. They lost a lot of the 1960 lot, but they are still the second strongest in terms of kill points, and they are Gold Imperium. But they did lose a lot of the 960 lot, which might be a bit of a bad thing for them. I don't know who they replaced them with. As I said in one of my previous videos, I thought the 2489 was downsizing, but I believe they're staying at about the same. So, in general, they've still got Arvix, Eva, High. They've got all the main leadership still here. Eva, it's just got 2 accounts. In general, loads of known faces in terms of leadership. They've got Warvix. In general, Papa Boba is like a free-to-play. He used to be in 1960. I'm guessing that he didn't follow the 1960 lot into 2359, I believe that's where they went. So, they got Horse, who used to be in 2377. In general, they are looking pretty decent as well. I thought they were downsizing, but I must have been mistaken. They got Saw, Dalanvi. Like they've got some crazy good players in here still from their 1093 KVK, so they didn't lose a lot in terms of players in general, and I think they gained a lot of players as well. So in general, they're very, very stacked and looking very good for next KVK for them. I think they have a lot less players than they did previously, but in general, I don't think they've got a full alliance because they've got a lot of farms in here. So they'll probably only have like 120 mains, 130 mains, but they've still got very strong mains in terms of KP and things like that, and power output. So that is 2489. Obviously, everyone knows them. I hope that we get a crazy KVK with 1093, 3308, 2489, and obviously 2359. So going into the next kingdom, we have 2359. Obviously the strongest kingdom now in terms of kill points. I've been watching them for a while as they've gone up in terms of, you know, power and KP and becoming a stronger Imperium. Until now, they are the strongest kingdom in terms of kill points in the game. So, in general, I have watched them for a while, and now they are the strongest kingdom in the game. Which is, I've watched them from AC to become an Imperium, which is crazy. So, we're going to go to 2359, and let's have a look at what they have to offer for this next pop. So 2359, obviously it's got 22 billion power. I think 3308 and 2359 are going to have a massive showdown and throw everything they got at each other and see who's the strongest, because we don't really know who is the strongest between 3308 and 2359, and it would be really good to actually see who is the strongest out of those two kingdoms. Be really good watch. They've got Al-Hytham, which is still one of the strongest accounts in the game and players in the game. They've got Mars, Mini, used to be 2377 leadership. Stafer, who used to be 3379, I believe, who used to run the kingdom. Q being obviously the king of 2359. He's been king for ages. And they've got tons of good players in general. They've got Makote, Pennywise, Kyrian, so many players that everyone knows. Pluma, Glowvine. They've got just so many players that everyone knows about and knows that they can put up numbers in terms of stats and deads and things like that. And they are looking really solid. I think they are a full alliance now. And they've got a lot of players over 100 mil power. Skinsy, obviously another content creator for Rise of Kingdoms. And they've got they've got one filler here, which is over 106 million power. That's mad. Yeah, they've just got a load of mains, which is really good for them. They're going to need mains against 3308. But they need power. That's what they struggled against last KVK. They run out of power. So I hope that they've filled that problem. They definitely have with the 1960 lot. The 1960 lot coming in have really probably boosted their capability in terms of power and deads. So they got Akanada. Obviously, he used to be in my kingdom. I used to play with him a lot. He is such a good player in general. So Akanada's a really good player. D-Ace, one of the best in the game. Ruo, I'm not sure. I've never seen him before, but he looks very strong. So these players are really strong. They're like 1960 lot, and they were like a 1960 crew that came out when 1960 disbanded. They've got Toxic, which is a really, really strong player. If I could try and get into it, yeah, they got Toxic is a really strong player. Really big whale. Legion, really strong player. Enzo, Wobby. Enzo is a really strong pilot. Really well played. Hamid Aziz, absolute crazy player. They've got so many good people in here. Malte, absolutely so many good players. I can't even count them on the finger. They've got Stu, obviously, another content creator in the game. So they've got 2 content creators. This is, honestly, that they are stacked for this next KVK. It would be really good to see who's better between 3308 and 2359. We don't know that yet, because they didn't really have a massive showdown. Yes, 3308 won, but they didn't have a face-to-face really big showdown. So obviously they've got Rise of Chazki as well. So Chazki's in this kingdom. Obviously the probably the second biggest content creator in the game. So they've got 3 content creators actually. I forgot Chazki was in here because obviously he didn't play on this account last time in the KVK because he had his main in 606. But in general, out of all these kingdoms, 2359 and 3308 look like the most competitive out of the 4, and they look like they are ready to go at each other. And I hope and pray that there is no scuffed Diplo or scuffed matchmaking, so they can have this showdown that everyone probably wants in the game between 2359 and 3308. So that has been all of the 4 Imperiums covered that are going into this pop, I believe. I hope they don't skip. If they do, then this just kind of ruined the matchup. But in general, that is the 4 strongest Imperiums that will be going into this pop that I know of. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. It gives me a bit of more motivation to keep going on with what I'm doing. And I'll catch you in the next one.